Welcome to MindfulThreads, where we weave the fabric of mental health conversation with a touch of style. So today's segment is going to be called What Would You Do? Now throughout this segment, I'm going to pull a scenario from a hat and right in front of you guys. And then I'm basically going to describe how would I handle that situation by keeping my mental health intact and ensuring I'm not going crazy. So I'm basically just going to talk to you guys and tell you how I would handle this scenario. Again, this is all subjective, how I would handle it. And then I'm going to open up the comment section to see how you guys would handle it. And we can just go back and forth and open up that space. But before we get into the segment for today, it is fashion time. So in today's fashion talk, we're just going to do an OOTD. I'm going to be going out to a local bar. And so this is what I'm wearing for today. So as you can see, I have on a solid burgundy shirt and I have a striped pinstripe button up with burgundy going down. You can see the brown right here, which I'm going to be wearing these brown suede boots. So that's going to pull out the brown within the stripes. So that's going to tie it all together with the burgundy shirt, the burgundy stripes, and the brown stripes. We know white is like a neutral color that goes with mostly everything. I'm going to step back. You can see these goldish pants. They're kind of like an earthy tone. So this outfit, it pulls it all together with the dark shade boots. We got the dark top, and then the shirt that's bringing out all the colors, and it kind of fuse it all together. Bringing back the gold. I have on my gold chains. And then we're just gonna get into the accessories. I just got this piece right here. I love it. So this is supposed to be the planets right here. And then I have my black and gold, and I have my earrings. So that's the OOTD. Let's get into the segment though. All right, so let's get right into the segment. Again, it's what would you do? So I'm gonna pull out a scenario, and I'm basically gonna explain how would I go about this without affecting my mental health, at least, affecting it to an extreme. All right. And the first scenario, running late to an event. So typically, I am the type of person who's on time. I have great time management. So for me, this isn't something that I would usually have to worry about. But in the case, we're all human, so there are times that I run late. There could be factors that, are on my end, or it could be things like traffic or whatever. But the best way I would handle running late to an event, like if you're meeting up with someone, definitely communicate in advance when you think you're going to be running late, because that's going to show consideration not only of their time, but you're also just letting them know that, you respect their time as well. So you're considerate and you're being respectful. So first of all, like this, if this is work or a friend or for an event, you let the person on the other end that you're meeting there know. Of course, if it's work, you're gonna have to reach out to your boss and let them know well in advance. And you don't have to give all the details in case it's like personal, but just let them know like a summary of what happened. Just so communication is big, and this is like a situation where communicating could alleviate some tension or stress or anything like that. Sometimes when we're running late, we can get anxious, a little stressed. So this is where, calm down, take a deep breath, and just kind of focus on the things that you need to do in order to get out and get on the road to that event. So this is communicating first, ensuring that the other person on the other end, or if you're meeting someone, or if it's just something that you're doing on your own, just, communicating, ensuring that everyone is aware and updated on, the time, the issue. Staying calm, don't stress, take deep breaths. It's always easier than said, but easier said than done, but this is, take a deep breath and figure out what you gotta do, and then start planning just a little ahead. So if you gotta call a lift, get that lift going while you're still getting ready, so you're planning just one step ahead. You don't want to think too much because it's going to get you anxious again. So start planning ahead one step, and so you can just still keep continuing to work. So it's communicating, this is taking deep breaths and really calming down and just ensuring that you're being efficient and moving, as well as planning the next step ahead of time so you can get on out the door. So those are like the three things that I would do first, just to ensure that I'm not, getting inside my head, overthinking things, and if I'm meeting up with someone or if it's work, I'm being respectful and I'm being considerate. So those are what I would do in that situation. All right, let's pull out the second scenario. Alright, let's see here. Experiencing racism. Now this is a tough topic. This is a serious conversation. And I would be honest and upfront and say I am someone who is kind of oblivious, you know. I don't pay attention to negativity like that. And in my life, I cannot recall a situation where I actually experienced some in-your-face racism. I'm sure it had happened, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I can't recall like a specific event. But in these events, like any other event where someone is trying to take you out of character, again, deep breaths is going to be your friend, going to be on your side most of the time. So if someone's coming up to you and in your face and you're experiencing racism, if it's hostile or anything, of course, calling the cops, calling someone like an authority figure. We live in a time and age right now where you can record people as long as you're, you know, not breaking any laws. If you're recording, sometimes that helps. Because when people are on camera, they don't act the same way. This is just like something if you have to just stop it abruptly. But sometimes people don't care as much, even if they're on camera, but that's just an option. Again, you never really want to let anyone get you out of character. Remember again, if someone's coming up to you and they're showing you any signs of racism or anything like that, that is a reflection of them. I know it's not easy just to think about that in the moment, but this is something that they need to think about. Don't let them, you know, make you stoop to their level. I know a lot of times people say, you know, sometimes, you know, you have to. And in some cases you do. You know, I'm not someone who's going to lie to you. If I have to stoop that level, you know, things happen. But don't let anyone take you out of your character at any time, at all moments. You know, if somebody's experiencing that, you can, if you have that opportunity to walk away, walk away. That'll just be something that like happened in the past, you know. I know these things could weigh in on you because we shouldn't be experiencing things like that. And it always comes down to it is 2024, you know. So if you have the opportunity to walk away, a lot of times you can just walk away and save the mental, you know, anguish. You know, you don't have to go through that and let somebody disrespect. You can walk away and just let them look dumb, because that's what they are, to be honest. Just know that we live in a society where people try to take you out of your character. People try to do, especially with social media and all these pranks. So don't let these people take you out of your character. Again, if you can call authorities if it's that threatening, or if you have the opportunity to walk away and just save, you know, the mental anguish, because it's not worth it. And you don't need to let anyone at any given time take you out of character. It's not worth it, I promise you. I know it can be tough and it is emotional, because we shouldn't be going through this. As I said, walk away. Just walk away. Alright, let's pull out the final scenario. Those were getting a little tough. Alright, let's see what we got here. I'm enjoying this. I'm not gonna lie. Being ghosted. Ugh. Now, if you guys seen the first episode, we kind of talked about ghosting, you know. This is a tough one because when you're ghosted, it just leaves you thinking like, what happened? Especially if it was going really well and you're just kind of confused, like, man, what really happened? But I'm gonna tell you, I've experienced this. It was like after 5 months. And I honestly can't remember me thinking about like it being my fault. I'm not that type of person. If you walk out, then that's you. But in a general situation, it can be tough. You know, you're gonna want to think about the things. Again, going back to, this is not a reflection of you. If you do have to think about those scenarios or think about anything that happened, don't place the blame on yourself. This is a reflection of that person. Again, people should be able to communicate no matter how tough. Sometimes it takes time, but if their time has passed, weeks and everything, this is not someone who respects you. You know, it sounds hard, but this is not someone who could just leave and not give you any answer. Just take that. You know, you shouldn't want that answer from someone who doesn't respect you. Again, this is the trash taking themselves out. You know, you're gonna find out eventually. So while it's not easy, the best thing you can do, start journaling, you know, start focusing on something else, start trying to move forward, start focusing on yourself, this is where self-love, self-care is going to have to come into place, because you're going to have to refocus and put yourself first. Just know that it's not on you it's not on you. It takes two to tango, and it's not your fault. It's just a reflection of them. You're good. So don't let that weigh in on you. It's not your fault. People who ghost are often dealing with internal battles themselves. So just remember that, maybe they're going through something. So, try to give them a little grace. Again, you don't have to, but just maybe they're going through something on their end and they feel like they can't express it. But either way, there's no excuse to just leave someone hanging, especially after a long period of time of being around each other and building up that trust and loyalty. But it's not a reflection of you. So don't sit back and think, what did I do? No, you didn't do anything. If you did something that could have communicated, you're not a mind reader. Again, refocus, focus on you, and as best as you can, try to move on. As always, I want to thank you for tuning in for another episode of Mindful Threads. I had fun with you guys discussing these scenarios. Definitely a good time. And if you like what you saw, please, give me a follow, on TikTok and here on YouTube. Again, it's the same handle at MindfulThreads _ both on TikTok and YouTube. Comment, be a part of the conversation. Let's get it going. Like, subscribe, do all the things. And remember, this was another thread of insight sewn into the tapestry of life. Mindful Threads, signing out.